All right, guys, you know I'm all about the lightweight rotating stuff. My good friends at Carbonsled have come out with a sweet new kit for the P22 that decreases rotating weight, all while increasing durability. Today on the YouTube channel, we're going to do a step-by-step install video, so check it out. All right, guys, here we go. So here's a list of tools that you're going to need for the installation of this kit. Step one, we're going to take the belt off. You don't need to necessarily take the secondary clutch off, but we do here just for ease of space, and it makes it easier. Just caution, as the note says here, when removing that secondary, make sure that the washers in between the secondary clutch and the chassis remain on the chassis. Next step is we're going to re-torque the primary bolt onto the snowmobile. Next step, we're going to take that bolt that we just torqued, we're going to take that out, and we're going to remove the clutch cover and the spring. Here we actually use a cool tool from SLP that basically holds the cover on while we take these bolts, and then we're able to use just with hand pressure, we back this out and it pulls the plate off evenly, gaining us access to the clutch. Once you have the cover and the spring off, you pull this retainer out. Now, this is the important part. We're going to mark both the inner and the outer splines. This is an important step. Now, with a little bit of force here, the movable sheave will come off of the clutch. Take the stock component off here. This is where we're going to install the new titanium piece from Carbonsled. Coming back on with the movable sheave, you're going to line up your marks on the spline. Sometimes it takes a little persuasion to get the movable sheave seated back fully onto the clutch. Use blue thread lock on the lower threaded half of the connector, evenly coating the threads. The P22 sheave connector has been pre-treated with a thread lock primer. Do not touch or get oils on the threaded and shank portion under the flange. The thread lock primer accelerates the cure of the Loctite. So you need to make sure you have all your tools ready and your impact set on low, torque wrench set, and clutch holder in place. A quick wipe of the clutch to ensure none of the sealant is on the shaft. And now we're basically just putting our clutch back together. If you're by yourself, this SLP tool works very well to compress this spring. Line the X up on the cover with the spider, putting your bolts in and torquing them to 8 foot-pounds. Once torqued to 8 foot-pounds, we're taking our tool out. We also like, when you're using and installing the titanium bolt, we use a small little bit of grease on the head of the bolt to help with torquing the bolt properly. Now that our secondary clutch is back in, our primary clutch is here, we're going to torque the titanium bolt to 85 foot-pounds. Secondary clutch goes back on, bolt at 18 foot-pounds. And that's it, guys. One really important note, you must allow 24 hours for the thread lock to set before operating the machine. After a full heat cycle and initial ride, make sure you inspect all fasteners and re-torque the clutch bolt.